Digital Detox, Reclaiming Your Life from Technology Overload, written and published by Elevate Book, a motivational guide to achieving balance in a hyper-connected world. Introduction: Why we need a digital detox. The modern dilemma. In today's world, technology is everywhere. It connects us, entertains us, and makes life more convenient. Yet, for all its benefits, it also presents a challenge: constant connectivity that leads to burnout, anxiety, and lost productivity. Studies show that the average person spends over 7 hours a day staring at screens. But what is this doing to our mental well-being, relationships, and overall happiness? A digital detox is not about abandoning technology entirely. It's about regaining control over our relationship with it. The goal of this book is to help you reclaim your time, refocus your mind, and restore a sense of balance. What you will learn. Throughout this book, you'll discover how excessive screen time affects your brain, emotions, and relationships, the science behind digital addiction and strategies to break free, real-life stories of people who transformed their lives through digital detoxing, step-by-step methods to regain control over your devices while still benefiting from technology. By the end of this book, you'll feel empowered to take meaningful steps toward a healthier, more balanced life, one that prioritizes real-world experiences over screen time. Chapter 1. Understanding the Impact of Technology Overload. Introduction. The Digital Dilemma. Imagine waking up in the morning, and before even getting out of bed, your hand instinctively reaches for your phone. A quick glance at notifications turns into 30 minutes of scrolling, emails, social media, news updates. By the time you get up, your mind is already cluttered with information, your focus divided before the day has even begun. This scenario is not unusual. In fact, it is the norm for billions of people worldwide. The digital world has become an inseparable part of our daily existence. From social media to online shopping, from binge-watching to endless emails, we are constantly plugged in. But at what cost? This chapter will explore the psychological, neurological, and social consequences of technology overload. We will examine scientific studies, real-life case studies, and historical perspectives to understand how technology influences our behavior, attention, and emotional well-being. The evolution of the digital age. Technology has undoubtedly transformed society. It has enabled unprecedented access to information, improved healthcare, and revolutionized communication. However, the rapid pace of technological advancement has outpaced our ability to adapt in a healthy way. From convenience to dependency. In the early days of the internet, the idea was simple: make life easier. Emails replaced letters, online banking eliminated long queues, and social media connected long-lost friends. But as technology evolved from a tool into an ecosystem, its role in our lives became more dominant. The early 2000s saw the rise of smartphones and social media. By 2010, digital platforms had integrated seamlessly into every aspect of life, work, entertainment, relationships, and even mental health. Today, we live in a world where constant digital connection is expected rather than optional. How did we become so addicted? The creators of modern technology understand human psychology very well. They have built digital experiences that tap into our brain's reward system, making it difficult to resist the pull of notifications, likes, and instant gratification. Scientific research has shown that the dopamine-driven feedback loops created by social media platforms are similar to those in gambling or drug addiction. Every time you receive a like, a comment, or a new message, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Problem: the more you engage, the more your brain craves the next hit of dopamine. Result: you unconsciously form a habit of checking your phone every few minutes, even when there's nothing new to see. A study from the University of California, Irvine, found that it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to regain full focus after being interrupted by a notification. This means that every time you check your phone, even for a second, you are reducing your ability to concentrate and work efficiently. The psychological impact of technology overload. Decreased attention span. The digital world thrives on short bursts of information: tweets, TikTok videos, headlines. While this makes content easy to consume, it trains our brains to seek constant stimulation. Studies have shown that our attention spans have decreased significantly over the past 2 decades. In the year 2000, the average attention span was 12 seconds. Today, it is less than 8 seconds, shorter than that of a goldfish. This is largely attributed to continuous digital distractions, increased anxiety, and stress. Have you ever felt anxious when you forget your phone at home? Or stressed out by an overwhelming number of unread emails? This is a real phenomenon known as nomophobia, no mobile phone phobia. Constant exposure to digital content can also trigger information overload, leading to decision fatigue, difficulty making choices due to too much information, increased stress levels, feeling pressured to respond to messages instantly, mental exhaustion, lack of deep rest due to excessive screen time. The social consequences of overconnection. Ironically, while digital tools are meant to connect us, they often lead to disconnection from real-world relationships. People spend more time online than engaging in face-to-face conversations. Family dinners are interrupted by scrolling and notifications. Relationships suffer as partners spend hours distracted by screens. A study conducted by the University of Essex found that even the mere presence of a smartphone on a table during a conversation reduces the depth of connection and empathy between people. Real-life case studies. Technology overload in action. Case study 1. The social media burnout. Sarah, a 35-year-old marketing professional, built her career on digital engagement. Always online, she prided herself on staying ahead of trends. However, over time, she started experiencing constant anxiety over social media performance, insomnia due to excessive late-night screen exposure, burnout from the expectation of being always available. It wasn't until she took a month-long digital detox that she realized how much social media had affected her mental health. She reported feeling happier, more creative, and more present in her daily life. Case study 2. The family that reclaimed their time. John and Lisa, parents of 2 young children, noticed that their family's quality time had diminished. Their kids spent hours on YouTube, and even during meals, screens were always present. They implemented a tech-free evenings rule. From 6 p.m. to bedtime, no screens were allowed. The result? More meaningful conversations. Improved sleep for the entire family. Increased creativity as their children engaged in non-digital activities. Reflection exercise. How much control does technology have over you? Take a moment to reflect on your own technology habits. Answer these questions honestly. How often do you check your phone within minutes of waking up? Do you feel anxious when your phone battery is low, or when you don't have internet access? How many hours per day do you spend on social media? When was the last time you had a full day without screens? If you find yourself struggling with excessive screen time, don't worry. The goal is not to eliminate technology, but to find a healthier balance. Conclusion. The first step toward digital detox. Now that you understand how technology affects your brain, emotions, and relationships, it's time to take action. Key takeaways from this chapter. Technology overload reduces focus, increases stress, and weakens real-world connections. Social media and apps are designed to be addictive through dopamine-driven feedback loops. Scientific studies confirm that excessive screen time lowers attention span and harms mental health. Real-life examples show that intentional digital detoxing leads to better well-being. What's next? In the next chapter, we will dive deeper into the science of digital addiction, exploring how our brains become dependent on screens and what we can do to break free. Are you ready to take back control? Let's begin. Chapter 2. The Science of Digital Addiction. Introduction. The invisible chains of screen addiction. Technology is no longer just a tool. It has become an extension of our identities. Whether we realize it or not, our brains have adapted to constant digital stimulation, making it difficult to unplug, even when we want to. Have you ever intended to quickly check your phone, only to find yourself scrolling endlessly for an hour? Or experienced a sense of relief when a notification pops up, even if it's trivial? This is no accident. Tech companies design their products to be addictive, and understanding how this works is the first step to breaking free. In this chapter, we'll explore how dopamine addiction fuels our screen habits, the role of variable rewards in keeping us hooked, the neurological impact of constant digital engagement, Strategies to rewire your brain and regain control over technology. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand why you feel compelled to check your phone and how you can train yourself to be more intentional with technology use. How digital addiction works. The role of dopamine. What is dopamine? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system. It is responsible for feelings of pleasure, motivation, and reinforcement of behavior. When you achieve a goal, dopamine is released, making you feel good. When you experience something exciting, dopamine spikes, encouraging you to seek it again. When you anticipate a reward, dopamine motivates you to keep chasing that reward. This system is essential for survival. In the past, it helped our ancestors seek food, shelter, and social connection. However, in the digital age, this same system is hijacked by technology to keep us constantly engaged. How tech companies hack the dopamine system. Tech companies intentionally design apps, games, and social media to maximize dopamine release. Some key strategies include variable rewards, similar to slot machines. Social media platforms and mobile games reward users unpredictably. Sometimes a post gets lots of likes, sometimes none. This uncertainty keeps us coming back for more. Endless scrolling. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter use an infinite scroll feature, meaning there's no natural stopping point. This triggers the brain to keep searching for the next dopamine hit. Notifications and red badges. The color red is associated with urgency and importance. By displaying unread messages in red, apps create a sense of urgency, compelling users to check their devices immediately. Social validation. The human brain craves approval. Every like, comment, and follow activates the reward system, reinforcing the need for continued engagement. The neurological impact of digital overstimulation. How your brain changes with excessive screen time. When we use technology excessively, it rewires our brains in ways that affect attention span. Constantly switching between apps, notifications, and content weakens the brain's ability to focus for extended periods. Memory processing. Digital distractions prevent deep learning, making it harder to retain information. Impulse control. The more we indulge in instant gratification, the harder it becomes to resist impulsive behaviors. A study conducted at the University of California found that heavy technology users show reduced gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and focus. The similarities between digital addiction and substance addiction. Digital addiction shares many characteristics with substance addiction. Tolerance. Over time, the brain requires more stimulation to achieve the same level of satisfaction, e.g., watching more videos, playing longer gaming sessions. Withdrawal symptoms. When attempting a digital detox, some individuals experience anxiety, irritability, and restlessness, similar to withdrawal symptoms from drugs or alcohol. Compulsive behavior. Even when recognizing its negative effects, people struggle to reduce screen time voluntarily. Dr. Anna Lemke, a neuroscientist at Stanford University, explains that the modern world is flooding our brains with dopamine triggers at an unprecedented rate, which contributes to higher levels of anxiety, depression, and attention disorders. Breaking free. How to rewire your brain. While technology addiction is real, you are not powerless. The good news is that the brain is highly adaptable, meaning you can train yourself to regain control. Step 1. Reduce dopamine triggers gradually. Instead of quitting cold turkey, start by reducing the number of artificial dopamine hits in your day. Turn off non-essential notifications to eliminate unnecessary distractions. Delete apps that encourage mindless scrolling, or at least move them off your home screen. Set screen time limits on your most used apps. By lowering dopamine triggers, your brain gradually adjusts to finding pleasure in non-digital activities again. Step 2. Replace digital dopamine with natural rewards. Technology isn't the only way to stimulate dopamine. Replace screen time with activities that produce healthy, sustainable dopamine. Exercise. Physical activity releases dopamine naturally, boosting mood and energy. Face-to-face social interaction. Meaningful conversations trigger oxytocin and dopamine, strengthening relationships. Creative hobbies. Painting, writing, music, or any non-digital hobby activates the brain's reward system without overstimulation. Step 3. Introduce a daily dopamine detox. A dopamine detox involves temporarily eliminating all artificial dopamine triggers, allowing your brain to reset. This can include 1 hour per day without screens, gradually increasing over time. A full day per week where you disconnect from digital devices. Engaging in slow, mindful activities like meditation, reading, or journaling. Within a few weeks, you'll notice a dramatic improvement in focus, mood, and mental clarity. Real-life success stories. Overcoming digital addiction. Case Study 1. The entrepreneur who regained focus. Mark, a tech startup founder, was constantly glued to his phone, responding to emails and tracking metrics. His productivity plummeted due to constant digital distractions. After implementing a structured digital detox, including disabling notifications, setting no screen hours in the morning and evening, using deep work techniques to focus on tasks, Mark tripled his productivity, reclaimed his evenings, and reduced stress dramatically. Case Study 2. The teenager who broke free from social media addiction. Emma, a 16-year-old high school student, was spending over 6 hours per day on social media. This led to sleep deprivation, anxiety, and declining grades. With parental support, she uninstalled social media apps from her phone for 1 month, started a fitness and journaling habit instead of scrolling, began socializing more with friends in person. After 4 weeks, her sleep improved, anxiety reduced, and she rediscovered interests outside of her phone. Conclusion: taking the first step toward freedom. Digital addiction is not a personal failing. It's a system designed to keep us hooked. However, once you understand how your brain responds to digital stimuli, you can make informed choices to regain control. Key takeaways from this chapter. Technology exploits the brain's dopamine system, making it difficult to resist. The brain rewires itself based on digital habits, affecting focus, memory, and impulse control. By gradually reducing digital triggers, you can train your brain to function without excessive screen time. What's next? In Chapter 3, we will explore the power of silence and disconnection. Why embracing solitude and unplugging from the digital world can transform your mental well-being and creativity. Are you ready to experience true mental clarity? Let's continue. Chapter 3. The Power of Silence and Disconnection. Introduction. Rediscovering the Lost Art of Stillness. In a world where notifications demand our attention every few minutes, silence has become a rare and undervalued commodity. We live in an era where busyness is glorified and stillness is mistaken for unproductivity. But what if silence is the key to clarity, creativity, and deep inner peace? What if the constant digital noise is blocking our ability to think deeply, focus, and connect with ourselves? This chapter explores why silence is crucial for mental clarity and creativity, the science behind noise overload and its impact on the brain, the historical role of solitude in fostering great minds, practical steps to embrace intentional silence and digital disconnection. By the end of this chapter, you'll not only understand the benefits of silence, but also have the tools to integrate quiet moments into your daily life, improving focus, decision-making, and overall well-being. The modern world's fear of silence. Why are we afraid of being alone with our thoughts? Many people feel uneasy when faced with complete silence or solitude. The moment there's a lull in conversation, we instinctively reach for our phones. Why is that? A study conducted at the University of Virginia found that most people would rather experience a mild electric shock than sit alone in silence for 15 minutes. This fear stems from the discomfort of self-reflection. Constant digital noise distracts us from unresolved thoughts and emotions. The addiction to stimulation. The brain has adapted to constant input, making silence feel unnatural. The illusion of busyness. Many associate silence with idleness, fearing they are wasting time if they are not actively consuming information. The psychological toll of constant noise. Excessive exposure to digital and environmental noise has been linked to increased stress and anxiety. The brain remains in a heightened state of alertness, making relaxation difficult. Reduced cognitive function. Studies show that background noise impairs memory retention and problem-solving skills. Lowered emotional intelligence. Without moments of stillness, we struggle to process emotions and develop self-awareness. The science of silence. How stillness rewires the brain. Silence and the brain's regeneration. Neuroscientific research has revealed that silence is not merely the absence of noise. It actively benefits the brain. A 2013 study published in the journal Brain Structure and Function found that 2 hours of silence per day led to the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, the region associated with memory, learning, and emotional regulation. What this means: silence doesn't just help us relax, it enhances brain function, creativity, and decision-making abilities. The role of deep reflection and mental clarity. When external noise disappears, the brain switches to a mode of deep thought and introspection, known as the default mode network, DMN. The DMN is activated when we daydream or engage in free thinking, self-reflect on past experiences, solve complex problems without distractions. This mental state is crucial for developing long-term goals, processing emotions effectively, strengthening creativity and original thought. Historical figures who embraced solitude for greatness. Throughout history, many of the world's greatest thinkers, writers, and inventors have credited solitude and silence as the foundation of their genius. Albert Einstein. The value of quiet thought. Einstein famously spent hours alone in deep contemplation, which he called thought experiments. He credited silence with helping him develop the theory of relativity. Leonardo da Vinci. Silence as a creativity booster. Da Vinci once said, "Quiet solitude is the key to innovation." He spent long periods observing nature in silence, leading to some of the most groundbreaking inventions of the Renaissance. Maya Angelou. Writing in absolute stillness. Maya Angelou rented an empty hotel room where she would spend the entire day writing without any distractions, believing that solitude was essential for creativity. These examples illustrate that silence is not emptiness. It is a powerful space where ideas and insights flourish. How to embrace silence in a digital world. Step 1. Create daily moments of silence. Start by incorporating intentional silence into your day. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of quiet reflection can have a profound impact. Morning quiet time. Begin the day with no screens or noise. Just sit with your thoughts. Mindful walking. Walk without music or podcasts, allowing your mind to process freely. Tech-free commutes. Use travel time for silent contemplation instead of scrolling through your phone. Step 2. Designate silent spaces in your life. Create physical and mental spaces free from digital noise. No phone zones in bedrooms or dining areas. Silent hours during certain parts of the day. A quiet workspace to improve focus and productivity. Step 3. Try a weekend digital detox. For a deeper reset, challenge yourself to disconnect from technology for an entire weekend. What to do instead? Read a book. Journal your thoughts. Spend time outdoors. Meditate or practice deep breathing. Many who attempt this detox report feeling calmer, more focused, and surprisingly liberated from the grip of constant connectivity. Real-life case studies. The power of silence. Case study 1. The executive who found clarity through silence. Lisa, a high-powered executive, was constantly bombarded by emails, calls, and social media. She struggled with anxiety and found it difficult to make clear decisions. After implementing 30 minutes of silence each morning, she noticed reduced stress and improved focus, sharper decision-making skills, a greater sense of calm throughout the day. Case study 2. The student who overcame digital overload. Kevin, a college student, realized he was unable to focus on studying due to constant digital distractions. He decided to implement a silent study session routine, turning off all devices for 2-hour blocks. The results? His grades improved significantly. He completed assignments faster with higher efficiency. He felt less anxious about deadlines and distractions. These stories prove that embracing silence is a game-changer for mental clarity and productivity. Conclusion. The path to a quieter, more focused life. We often underestimate the power of intentional silence in a world obsessed with digital noise. However, by embracing stillness, we regain control over our thoughts, emotions, and creativity. Key takeaways from this chapter. Silence reduces stress, improves focus, and enhances brain function. The brain regenerates and grows in quiet environments. Many historical innovators relied on solitude for their greatest ideas. Simple steps like silent mornings, tech-free zones, and mindful walks can dramatically improve mental clarity. Chapter 4. Reclaiming Your Time and Attention. Introduction. The war for your attention. Every day, we wake up with a finite amount of attention and mental energy. Yet, before we even step out of bed, our phones demand our focus. Emails, notifications, social media updates, and news alerts flood our minds. We live in an era where attention is the most valuable currency. Major tech companies, social media platforms, and advertisers compete aggressively for every second of our focus. The more time we spend scrolling, clicking, and engaging, the more profit they make. But here's the truth. If you don't take control of your attention, someone else will. This chapter explores the attention economy and how companies profit from your distraction, the real cost of constant interruptions on productivity and well-being, how multitasking is a myth, and why deep work is the key to success. Proven strategies to reclaim your focus and take back control of your time. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear action plan to eliminate distractions, boost productivity, and regain mastery over your time. The attention economy. Why distraction is big business. Why are we so distracted? Distraction isn't an accident, it's by design. Major tech platforms and media outlets thrive on maximizing engagement. The more you click, watch, and scroll, the more money they make. These platforms use infinite scroll technology to keep you engaged endlessly. Personalized algorithms designed to show you content that keeps you hooked. Notifications engineered to create FOMO, fear of missing out. Autoplay features that eliminate decision-making, pulling you into a vortex of content. A study by Rescue Time found that the average person spends over 3 hours per day on their phone, often without even realizing it. The true cost of distraction. We often underestimate how much constant interruptions impact our lives. The real consequences include loss of deep focus. Studies show it takes 23 minutes to regain deep focus after an interruption. Imagine how much time is lost each day due to distractions. Weakened memory. The brain processes information differently when constantly switching tasks, leading to weaker recall and poor retention of information. Increased stress and anxiety. The pressure to stay online and respond instantly keeps the brain in a constant state of stress. Realization. We are not just losing time. We are losing the ability to focus, think deeply, and be present in our own lives. Multitasking is a myth. Why focus is your superpower. Many people believe they can multitask effectively, switching between emails, social media, and work tasks. But neuroscience proves otherwise. The truth about multitasking. Multitasking reduces productivity by up to 40%. A study from Stanford University found that people who frequently switch between tasks perform significantly worse on attention and memory tests than those who focus on one thing at a time. It increases cognitive fatigue. Each time you switch tasks, your brain burns more energy and becomes exhausted faster. It creates the illusion of efficiency. You may feel like you're getting more done, but in reality, your brain is simply switching between tasks inefficiently. The power of deep work. Instead of multitasking, the most successful individuals practice deep work, a concept popularized by productivity expert Cal Newport. Deep work equals uninterrupted, focused work on high-value tasks. When you enter deep work mode, you complete tasks faster and with better quality, retain information more effectively, experience higher levels of creativity and problem-solving. Example: Bill Gates takes Think Weeks, where he completely disconnects from distractions to focus on deep thinking and strategy. This is how he generates some of his most impactful ideas. How to reclaim your time and attention. Step 1. Audit your digital habits. Before making changes, assess where your time is going. Try this. Track your screen time for 1 week. Apps like Rescue Time or Apple Screen Time can reveal how much time you actually spend on your phone. Identify the biggest distractions. Which apps, websites, or habits drain the most time? Analyze your most productive versus least productive times of day. Once you know where your time is going, you can start making intentional changes. Step 2. Set up your focus zone. To retrain your brain for deep work, create an environment optimized for focus. Turn off notifications. Go to your settings and disable non-essential alerts. Use website blockers. Apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey can block distracting websites. Implement Do Not Disturb mode during deep work sessions. Use noise-canceling headphones or play focus-enhancing music. Step 3. Embrace the time-blocking method. Instead of reacting to distractions all day, schedule your time proactively. Create designated deep work blocks. Work on important tasks without interruptions. Batch similar tasks together. For example, check emails only twice a day instead of constantly. Set screen-free hours. Protect specific time slots for creative or offline activities. Step 4. The 20-second rule for reducing temptation. Research shows that increasing the effort needed to access distractions helps break bad habits. Try this. Move social media apps to a hidden folder. The extra step discourages mindless scrolling. Keep your phone out of reach during work hours. Delete apps that waste time and reinstall them only when needed. By making distractions less accessible, you naturally start using them less. Real-life success stories. The power of attention management. Case study 1. The entrepreneur who reclaimed 15 hours per week. David, a business owner, realized he was constantly checking emails and social media during the day. After implementing time blocking, disabling notifications, a daily 2-hour deep work session, he recovered 15 hours per week and noticed higher quality work and reduced stress. Case study 2. The student who improved focus and grades. Sophia, a college student, struggled with procrastination and distractions. She committed to using website blockers, implementing the Pomodoro technique, 25-minute focus blocks, keeping her phone outside her study area. Her grades improved dramatically, and she reported feeling less overwhelmed by coursework. Conclusion: own your attention, own your life. In a world designed to steal your focus, learning to reclaim your time and attention is a superpower. Key takeaways from this chapter. The attention economy profits from keeping you distracted. Multitasking is a myth. Deep work leads to higher productivity and creativity. Time blocking, eliminating notifications, and minimizing digital temptations are powerful ways to regain focus. Chapter 5. The Art of Deep Work and Focus. Introduction. The power of uninterrupted concentration. Imagine sitting down to work and getting completely lost in the task. No distractions, no mindless scrolling, no interruptions. Your thoughts flow seamlessly, productivity soars, and hours pass like minutes. This is the power of deep work, a state of intense focus that allows you to produce high-quality results in less time. But in today's world, deep work is rare. We are constantly interrupted by emails, notifications, and endless distractions. Our ability to focus for long periods has declined due to digital overstimulation. We mistake busyness for productivity, spending hours in shallow work rather than deep, meaningful efforts. This chapter will show you the science behind deep work and how it enhances cognitive function, the hidden costs of constant multitasking and shallow work, practical techniques to cultivate deep focus in a world full of distractions. By the end, you'll have the tools to transform your work habits, produce better results, and reclaim your mental clarity. What is deep work? The definition of deep work. Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, defines it as the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. Deep work allows you to learn complex skills faster, produce higher quality work, feel more fulfilled by meaningful progress. Shallow work versus deep work. Shallow work, checking emails, responding to messages, and attending meetings, requires low cognitive effort and is easily replicable. Keeps you busy but doesn't contribute to meaningful progress. Deep work, writing, problem-solving, creative work, coding, strategic planning, requires intense focus and cognitive depth, leads to high-value results and long-term career success. Most people spend the majority of their time in shallow work, never tapping into their true creative or intellectual potential. The science behind deep work. How deep focus enhances brain function. Deep work triggers a state called flow, where the brain releases dopamine and norepinephrine, improving focus and motivation. The prefrontal cortex is fully engaged, maximizing problem-solving abilities. You lose track of time because your mind is fully immersed in the task. Cognitive benefits of deep work. Improved memory retention. Deep work strengthens neural connections, making information easier to recall. Increased creativity. Uninterrupted thinking fosters breakthrough ideas. Higher efficiency. 1 hour of deep work often accomplishes more than 4 hours of shallow work. A study from the University of California found that professionals who practice deep work complete tasks twice as fast as those who multitask throughout the day. The hidden costs of constant multitasking. Most people believe they can multitask efficiently, but research proves otherwise. Why multitasking is a myth. Your brain can only focus on one high-level task at a time. Switching between tasks exhausts mental energy, leading to decision fatigue. Multitaskers are 40% less productive than those who focus on one task at a time. The task switching penalty. Each time you shift attention, your brain must reorient itself, which takes time and energy. It takes 20 to 25 minutes to regain deep focus after an interruption. Frequent context switching leads to lower work quality and more errors. Deep work eliminates this inefficiency, allowing you to enter a state of intense concentration. How to cultivate deep work in a distracted world. Step 1. Design your deep work ritual. To successfully engage in deep work, create a ritual that signals your brain to focus. Choose a distraction-free workspace. Find a place where you won't be interrupted. Set a fixed time for deep work. Consistency trains your brain to enter focus mode. Eliminate digital temptations. Turn off notifications and use focus apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Use noise-canceling headphones. Blocking out sound can help you maintain concentration. Step 2. The Pomodoro technique for deep focus. This method involves working in focused intervals to maximize productivity. Work deeply for 25 to 50 minutes. Take a 5 to 10-minute break. Repeat for 3 to 4 cycles before a longer break. The brain thrives on structured bursts of deep concentration, making this technique ideal for building focus endurance. Step 3. Train your brain for longer focus sessions. Deep focus is like a muscle. It gets stronger with practice. Start with 30 minutes of uninterrupted focus. Gradually increase to 60 to 90 minutes per deep work session. Over time, you'll develop the ability to concentrate deeply for hours. Step 4. Block out shallow work. To protect your deep work time, batch emails and messages into designated time slots. Limit meetings to essential discussions. Use Do Not Disturb mode to minimize interruptions. This ensures that deep work is prioritized over unproductive, low-value tasks. Real-life case studies. The transformational power of deep work. Case Study 1. The author who finished a book in 3 months. Emma, an aspiring writer, struggled to make progress on her novel. After implementing deep work strategies, including a daily 3-hour deep work session, no distractions, no phone, social media, or email during writing time, a structured writing routine, she finished her book in 3 months, a task that previously felt impossible. Case Study 2. The tech CEO who increased productivity by 50%. Mark, a startup founder, was constantly overwhelmed with emails and meetings. After embracing deep work, he cut meeting times in half, dedicated 4 hours per day to strategic problem solving, used time blocking to manage his schedule. The result? His company's efficiency skyrocketed, and he reclaimed control of his time. Conclusion. Unlocking your full potential through deep work. Mastering deep work is one of the most valuable skills in the digital age. Those who cultivate focus will achieve more in less time, experience greater job satisfaction, stand out in a world of constant distraction. Key takeaways from this chapter. Deep work is the key to higher productivity, creativity, and success. Multitasking reduces efficiency and increases cognitive fatigue. Structured focus sessions, Pomodoro techniques, and distraction-free environments enhance deep work. Chapter 6. Restoring Real-World Connections. Introduction. The loneliness paradox in a hyper-connected world. We live in an age where connecting with others is easier than ever. A text, a video call, or a social media post can instantly link us to people across the world. Yet, paradoxically, more people today report feeling lonelier and more disconnected than ever before. Studies show that despite constant digital communication, social isolation is on the rise. Deep, meaningful conversations are declining. People struggle with maintaining real-world relationships. Why? Because digital interactions cannot fully replace face-to-face connection. Technology has made communication more convenient, but it has also made it shallow and transactional. This chapter will explore how technology weakens deep relationships, the science behind human connection, and why it's essential for well-being. Practical steps to rebuild and strengthen real-world connections. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to deepen your relationships, enhance social skills, and rediscover the joy of in-person interactions. The decline of deep conversations. Why are we talking less in real life? A study by Pew Research found that the average person spends more time interacting via screens than in face-to-face conversations. Key reasons for this shift. Smartphones replace small talk. Instead of chatting with people around us, we scroll through our feeds. Instant messaging creates an illusion of connection. While texting keeps us in touch, it lacks depth, nuance, and emotional richness. Social media promotes performance over authenticity. Instead of genuine sharing, we curate our lives for likes and approval. The loss of emotional depth in digital communication. Digital interactions are convenient, but emotionally shallow. Texting lacks tone and body language, which make up over 70% of human communication. Social media interactions are curated, often masking true emotions. Overuse of emojis and abbreviations replaces real emotional expression. A study by MIT found that people who rely primarily on digital communication struggle with empathy and deep connection in real life. The science of human connection. Why we need it. Connection is hardwired into our brains. Humans are biologically wired for social connection. When we engage in real-world interactions, the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which strengthens trust and closeness. Face-to-face interaction lowers stress and improves mental health. Eye contact and physical presence enhance understanding and emotional depth. The link between loneliness and health decline. Research shows that chronic loneliness has the same health risks as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of heart disease, depression, and cognitive decline. People with strong real-world relationships live longer and report higher happiness levels. Conclusion: digital communication alone is not enough. We need genuine, real-world connections to thrive. How to restore and strengthen real-world relationships. Step 1. Prioritize in-person interactions. Make a conscious effort to replace digital communication with face-to-face connection whenever possible. Call instead of text when discussing something important. Schedule regular in-person meetups with friends and family. Make eye contact and engage fully when talking to someone. Small shifts create major improvements in relationship depth. Step 2. Set boundaries for digital interactions. To enhance real-world relationships, limit phone use during social gatherings. Create device-free zones at home. Establish digital detox times, such as meal times and evenings. This ensures that technology doesn't interfere with meaningful human interactions. Step 3. Practice active listening. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. To build stronger connections, give full attention, put away your phone. Reflect before responding, rather than thinking of what to say next. Ask deeper questions that encourage meaningful conversations. Example: instead of "How was your day?" ask "What was the best part of your day?" to invite deeper discussion. Step 4. Engage in shared experiences. Shared activities deepen relationships far more than casual digital interactions. Ideas to strengthen real-world bonds. Join a local club or hobby group. Cook meals together instead of eating while watching screens. Take a weekend trip with friends or family. Real-life experiences create lasting memories, unlike fleeting digital conversations. Real-life case studies. Rebuilding connection in a digital world. Case study 1. The family that disconnected to reconnect. Lisa and her husband noticed that family dinners had become silent, with everyone on their devices. They implemented a no phones at the table rule, leading to more laughter and storytelling at dinner, stronger family bonds, better communication between parents and kids. Case study 2. The friendship that survived digital overload. Jake and Tom had been best friends for years, but their conversations had become mostly text-based. They decided to schedule weekly in-person meetups instead of texting daily. The result? Their friendship grew stronger. Conversations became more meaningful. They felt more connected and engaged. These examples prove that small shifts toward real-world interaction can significantly improve relationships. Conclusion: rediscovering the joy of human connection. In a hyper-connected world, the most valuable relationships are those nurtured offline. By making small but meaningful changes, we can restore deep, authentic connections with the people who matter most. Key takeaways from this chapter: digital communication cannot fully replace real-world connection. Face-to-face interaction strengthens trust, empathy, and emotional bonds. Setting digital boundaries and prioritizing in-person experiences improves relationships. What's next? In Chapter 7, we will explore how to design a sustainable digital lifestyle, ensuring that you can enjoy the benefits of technology without letting it take over your life. Are you ready to take control of your digital habits for good? Let's continue. Chapter 7. Designing a Sustainable Digital Lifestyle. Introduction. Technology as a tool, not a master. Technology has become an inseparable part of our lives. It enhances productivity, connects us with loved ones, and provides endless entertainment. But the key to a healthy relationship with technology is balance. Rather than letting devices control our time and attention, we must learn to use technology intentionally, as a tool that serves us, not one that dictates our daily routines. This chapter explores how to integrate healthy digital habits into your lifestyle, practical strategies to maintain balance between online and offline life, the importance of digital mindfulness and intentional screen use. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a blueprint for a sustainable digital lifestyle, ensuring that technology enhances your life rather than distracts from it. The key to a healthy digital life: intentionality. The difference between passive and intentional technology use. Passive technology use: mindlessly scrolling through social media, checking emails and notifications out of habit, letting technology dictate your time and attention. Intentional technology use: using apps and devices for specific, meaningful purposes, setting time limits and digital boundaries, choosing real-world experiences over endless screen time. Mindfulness in technology use is the foundation of a sustainable digital lifestyle. Step 1. Create digital boundaries that work for you. Digital boundaries help prevent tech overuse while allowing you to benefit from its advantages. Set screen-free zones and times. No screens in the bedroom. Improves sleep quality. Tech-free meals. Strengthens family and social connections. Unplug an hour before bed. Reduces blue light exposure for better rest. Schedule intentional screen time. Instead of using technology reactively, schedule digital activities to prevent mindless scrolling. Set designated times for checking emails and social media. Use the 10-minute rule before engaging in distractions. Ask yourself, do I really need to check my phone right now? Use apps like Freedom or Stay Focused to block distracting websites during work hours. Structured tech use helps regain control over digital habits. Step 2. Curate a healthy digital environment. Your digital environment significantly impacts how much time you spend online. Declutter your digital life. Unsubscribe from unnecessary emails. Turn off non-essential notifications. Delete apps that no longer serve a purpose. A minimalist digital space reduces distraction and mental clutter. Design your home for balance. Keep books and non-digital activities easily accessible. Place your phone away from reach while working or spending time with family. Use an alarm clock instead of your phone to avoid morning distractions. A thoughtfully arranged space supports intentional technology use. Step 3. Develop a mindful relationship with social media. Social media can be a powerful tool for connection and learning, but excessive use leads to comparison, anxiety, and wasted time. How to use social media more mindfully. Unfollow accounts that don't add value. If a page or influencer makes you feel bad about yourself, remove it from your feed. Engage with intention. Instead of endless scrolling, use social media to connect, learn, and share meaningful content. Set limits on usage. Apps like Instagram and Facebook allow you to track and cap screen time. Take regular breaks. A social media detox once a month can reset your habits and mental clarity. Using social media with purpose prevents it from becoming a time-draining habit. Step 4. Prioritize real-world experiences. The best way to limit screen time naturally is to engage in meaningful offline activities. Replace digital distractions with fulfilling activities. Exercise outdoors instead of watching YouTube. Call or meet friends instead of texting. Read a physical book instead of consuming endless digital content. Start a creative hobby like writing, painting, or cooking. When life outside of screens becomes engaging, the need for digital distraction fades. Step 5. Conduct regular digital detoxes. Taking breaks from technology helps reset your relationship with it. Types of digital detoxes. 1. Mini detox, daily reset. An hour of screen-free time each day. Tech-free mornings or evenings. 2. Weekend digital detox. A full Saturday or Sunday without social media or unnecessary screen time. 3. 7-day detox challenge. 1 week of intentional tech use. No unnecessary scrolling, limited phone use. The benefits of a digital detox. Improves focus and productivity. Reduces stress and digital dependency. Enhances sleep and mental clarity. The key to a sustainable digital lifestyle is knowing when to unplug. Real-life success stories. Sustainable digital living. Case Study 1. The entrepreneur who reclaimed work-life balance. John, a startup founder, was constantly connected, checking emails late at night and feeling burned out. After setting strict digital boundaries, no work emails after 7 p.m., he noticed. Better mental health and reduced stress. Improved relationships with family. Higher productivity during work hours. Case Study 2. The teenager who broke free from social media addiction. Emma, a high school student, realized she was spending over 6 hours daily on TikTok and Instagram. She implemented a 30-day social media detox. Daily time limits for app usage. New hobbies like journaling and exercising. After the detox, she felt more confident, focused, and present in real life. These stories prove that small, intentional changes can lead to a healthier relationship with technology. Conclusion. Living in harmony with technology. Technology is neither good nor bad. It's how we use it that determines its impact on our lives. By adopting mindful habits, setting boundaries, and prioritizing real-world experiences, we can create a sustainable digital lifestyle that supports well-being and personal growth. Key takeaways from this chapter. Use technology intentionally rather than passively. Create digital boundaries to maintain balance. Prioritize real-world experiences over excessive screen time. Regular digital detoxes help reset unhealthy habits. What's next? In the final chapter, we will reflect on everything learned and how to apply these lessons for long-term success. Are you ready to make these changes permanent? Let's continue. Chapter 8. Taking control of your digital life. Introduction. From awareness to action. By now, you've learned how technology impacts your brain, attention, and relationships, and how to reclaim control through intentional digital habits. But knowledge alone is not enough. The real challenge is sustaining these changes over the long term. This chapter will help you. Create a long-term action plan for digital balance. Stay accountable and track progress. Avoid falling back into old, unhealthy habits. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for living a focused, fulfilling, and technology-balanced life. The 3 pillars of digital wellness. To maintain a healthy relationship with technology, focus on 3 key areas. 1. Awareness. Stay mindful of your digital habits. Regularly audit your screen time and digital habits. Reflect on how technology affects your mood, energy, and relationships. Use tools like screen time reports to track improvements. 2. Boundaries. Protect your time and attention. Set firm digital limits, e.g., No screens before bed, designated work hours. Prioritize offline activities over passive digital consumption. Use accountability strategies to reinforce boundaries. 3. Purpose. Use technology with clear intentions. Ask yourself before using a device, is this necessary or just a habit? Replace mindless scrolling with intentional digital engagement. Use technology as a tool for growth, not as a distraction from life. These 3 principles will help you prevent technology from taking over your life again. Creating your personalized digital detox plan. Every person's digital habits are different, so your detox plan should fit your lifestyle. Step 1. Identify your biggest digital time wasters. Write down your top 3 digital distractions, e.g., social media, YouTube, emails. How much time do you spend on them daily? Do they add value, or do they drain your energy? Step 2. Set clear, realistic goals. Example digital detox goals. Reduce social media use to 30 minutes per day. No phone use after 9 p.m. 1 full day per week without screens. Keep goals realistic and measurable for long-term success. Step 3. Implement gradual changes. Instead of quitting cold turkey, gradually reduce screen time to avoid withdrawal effects. Week 1. Reduce social media use by 25%. Week 2. Implement phone-free mornings. Week 3. Try a full-day digital detox. Small changes over time lead to lasting transformation. Accountability. How to stay on track. 1. Use an accountability partner. Share your digital detox goals with a friend or family member. Check in weekly to track progress. Encourage each other to stay consistent. 2. Join a digital detox challenge. Participate in 30-day challenges to break bad habits. Use community forums or apps like Habitica to stay motivated. 3. Reward progress with real-world experiences. Celebrate milestones, e.g., 1 week of reduced screen time, with activities like a nature trip, a creative hobby session, a social gathering with friends. By linking progress to positive experiences, digital detoxing becomes rewarding and sustainable. Overcoming setbacks. What to do when you slip up. Nobody is perfect, and setbacks are normal. If you find yourself falling back into digital overuse, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what triggered this relapse? Identify stressors or situations that led to overuse. Reset without guilt. Instead of feeling frustrated, restart your digital detox plan with fresh commitment. Focus on progress, not perfection. Adjust and improve. If a strategy isn't working, modify it. Example. If quitting social media completely is too hard, schedule limited use instead of full elimination. A long-term approach to digital balance is about progress, not perfection. The long-term benefits of a balanced digital life. What happens when you take back control? People who successfully manage their technology use report higher levels of focus and productivity, less stress and anxiety from digital overload, stronger real-world relationships, better sleep and mental clarity, more time for hobbies, creativity, and personal growth. The ultimate reward? Living a life that feels intentional, fulfilling, and present. Final challenge. Your 30-day digital wellness commitment. Now that you've learned how to reclaim your time, focus, and attention, it's time for action. Your challenge. A 30-day digital wellness plan. Over the next 30 days, reduce unnecessary screen time by 30%. Schedule at least 1 digital detox day per week. Prioritize real-world experiences over digital distractions. Implement 1 major digital boundary, e.g., no phones before bed. Track your progress and reflect on your journey. At the end of 30 days, you'll experience less screen addiction, more meaningful relationships, greater clarity and mental well-being. Conclusion. Your life, your rules. Technology is a tool. It should serve you, not control you. By applying the principles in this book, you now have the power to design a life where technology enhances, rather than dominates, your daily experience. Final takeaways. Be mindful of your digital habits. Set boundaries that protect your focus and time. Prioritize human connection over screen interactions. Use technology intentionally, not habitually. This journey is about freedom, not restriction. When you reclaim your time and attention, you regain control over your life. Now, it's your turn. Go out and create a life of balance, clarity, and purpose. One where you are in charge of your digital world, not the other way around. Thank you for joining this journey toward a healthier digital lifestyle. Your best life is waiting, beyond the screen. Final words: embracing a future of digital mindfulness. A journey, not a destination. If there's one lesson to take away from this book, it's this: digital balance is a continuous journey, not a one-time fix. Technology will continue to evolve. New apps, devices, and platforms will emerge, each competing for your attention. But now, you have the awareness and tools to make conscious choices about how you engage with the digital world. You are no longer a passive consumer. You are in control of your time, attention, and mental well-being. Your next steps: a lifelong commitment to digital well-being. To ensure lasting success, keep these key strategies in mind. 1. Keep assessing your digital habits. Every few months, take a moment to audit your screen time. Ask yourself, is my technology use still serving me, or is it controlling me? Make adjustments as needed to stay aligned with your goals. 2. Maintain strong digital boundaries. Protect your most valuable resource, your time. Continue practicing tech-free mornings, focused work sessions, and screen-free social interactions. Adjust your boundaries as life circumstances change. 3. Prioritize real-life experiences. Remember, the most fulfilling moments happen offline. Keep investing in face-to-face relationships, creative hobbies, and real-world adventures. 4. Keep challenging yourself. Try new forms of digital detox, such as a week without social media or a tech-free vacation. Experiment with reducing digital reliance in different aspects of life, work, leisure, and relationships. 5. Inspire others to join the movement. Share your experience with friends, family, and colleagues. Encourage group digital detoxes or workplace tech-free policies. Be a role model for healthy digital habits in your community. When you lead by example, you help create a culture of intentional technology use, benefiting not just yourself, but those around you. A final thought: reclaiming your freedom. Your time is the most valuable asset you have. By choosing to live intentionally and mindfully, you've taken a powerful step toward a life of clarity, focus, and deep fulfillment. This journey isn't about rejecting technology, it's about using it on your own terms. It's about ensuring that every moment spent online adds value, rather than detracts from what truly matters. Now, go forward with confidence. Live fully, be present, and reclaim your life from technology overload. Your future is waiting, beyond the screen.